Hello, hello, Pizza Packs here, and we are back with foreign grab bag number 10. Let's see what's in this one. Now, after this, we only have one left. So, we've had overall some really fantastic pulls for the series. So, let's see. We have Chinese Theros. We have Chinese M15. German Eldritch Moon. French M15. Korean Eldritch Moon, another Chinese M15. Let's see, we have Ixalan. Only had a few of those. We have Rivals of Ixalan, also. We have Spanish Theros, Japanese Journey into Nyx, French Theros, so we have another triple Theros, and another Korean Eldritch Moon. Nice. No Hour of Devastation this time. So, nope. So, very cool overall. So let's get started. Make a nice little stack. Let's get started with French Theros. Now, you'll notice the foiling on the package for the French one is different from the others. It's a lighter green, and it's more foiled, which is interesting. Not sure if that is generally the case, or if that's just what's going on here. Alright, starting things off, we have 161. That is Leaf Crown Dryad. It's a 2/2 with reach, with Bestow, which gives +2/+2 in reach. That's Gary, aka Grey Merchant of Asphodel. When it enters the battlefield, deals X damage to target opponent, and you gain X life, where X is your devotion to black. Let's see. 125. We've gotten this one a few times. This is Ill-Tempered Cyclops. Trample Monstrosity 3. This is Cavalry Pegasus. It's a 1/1 flyer. When it attacks, each attacking human gains flying until end of turn. Nice. Nylea's Presence. It's an enchant land. It's 69. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted land is every basic land type in addition to its other types. Very nice. Let's see, 77. That is Asphodel Wanderer. 2 and a black, regenerate. This is Traveler's Amulet. 1, sacrifice it, search your library for a land, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Or basic land. Let's see, 176. It is Savage Surge. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Untap that creature. It's, something Ox. It's just a vanilla 0/4. It's 37. Yoked Ox. That's it. Just vanilla 0/4. This is just has double strike. It's two-headed Cerberus. Let's see, 197. is Farika's Mender. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target creature or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Let's see, 204, that is Spellheart Chimera. Flying, trample, and its power is equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. 61. That is Sea God's Revenge. Return up to 3 target creatures your opponents control to their owner's hand. Scry 1. That's Hammer of Perforos. Let's see, 124. Creatures you control have haste. 2 in a red tap, sacrifice a land, put a 3/3 colorless golem enchantment artifact creature token onto the battlefield. We have a mountain and a swan token. Very nice. That goes along with Swan Song. It's actually a very hard token to find. And now for a Spanish Theros. Nope. That one tore. Oh, well. We already had one of those anyway. This is Ill-Tempered Cyclops. It has Trample and Monstrous 3. We got one of these in the last pack. Very tired today. Leaf Crown Dryad. It has Reach and Bestow for 4. That gives +2/+2 and Reach. Let's see, 5. Chosen by Heliod. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Enchanted creature gets +0/+2. It's Disciple of Erebos, I believe. 80. Boon of Erebos. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Regenerate it. You lose 2 life. Is that Ire of Perforos? 37. Rage of Perforos. It deals 4 damage to target creature. It can't be regenerated this turn. Scry 1. That's Satyr, Hedonistic Satyr, or Satyr Hedonist. Red and sacrifice it. Add 3 red to your mana pool. Is Read the Bones. Scry 2. Draw 2 cards. Lose 2 life. Let's see. 22. That is Last Breath. Exile target creature with power 2 or less. Its controller gains 4 life as an instant. This is Unknown Shores. Yep. Tap, add 1 to your mana pool. 1 and tap. Filter to mana of any color. This is Ordeal of Heliod. I don't remember what that does. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then if it has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, sacrifice Ordeal of Heliod. When you sacrifice it, you gain 10 life. Let's see, 159. It's Hunt the Hunter. Target green creature you control gets +2/+2 until end of turn. It fights target green creature an opponent controls. Okay. Its favored hoplite. It has Heroic. Whenever it's the target of a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on it. I don't recognize this one. Celestial Archon. Flying First Strike. Bestow for 7. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4 and has flying and First Strike. Very nice. Let's see, 151. That is Artisan's Sorrow. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Scry 2. We have a mountain and a soldier token. Very nice. I really like this style of token. I wish I had changed from it. Alright, Chinese Theros. Alright. 95, that is Loathsome Catoblepus. 2 and a green, it must be blocked this turn. When it dies, target creature an opponent controls gets -3/-3 until end of turn. It's Nylea's Presence. It's an enchant land. When it comes into play, draw a card. Enchanted land is all basic land types. Let's see. 29, that is it's the Battle Priest. Setessan Battle Priest. Yeah, Setessan Battle Priest. Heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, you gain 2 life. 117. That is Deathblow Raider. Attacks each turn if able. 2 and a black, regenerate. Let's see, 44. We have Coastline Chimera. Flying, 1 and a white, it can block an additional creature this turn. 100. That is Farika's Cure. Deals 2 damage to target creature. Deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. Yeah. 156. That is Defend the Hearth. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to players this turn. It's Leonin Snarecaster, I believe. Yeah, Leonin Snarecaster. When it enters the battlefield, you may tap target creature. We've gotten this one a few times. It's Priest of Iroas. 3 and a white, sacrifice it, destroy target, enchantment. 97, that is Mogus's Marauder. When it enters the battlefield, up to X target creatures each gain Intimidate and Haste until end of turn, where X is your devotion to black. 51. It's Horizon Scholar. And enters the battlefield, scry 2. Flying. 6, we have Dauntless Onslaught. Up to 2 target creatures each get +2/+2 until end of turn. And we just got this, except it was in Spanish. And that is Celestial Archon. Bestow for 7. Has flying in first strike. Enchanted creature gets +4/+4 and has flying in first strike. Very nice. So back to back, the same rare. This is Messenger Speed, I believe. 29. Messenger Speed, yeah. Enchanted creature has trample and haste. We have a swamp. And I guess an imp? Yeah, not sure. Unless there's a 1/1 demon out there. Alright, on to Journey into Nyx. We have Japanese Journey into Nyx. Alright. Have a red-green satyr token, 2/2. Mountain. This is 122. That is Dictate of Karametra, Flash. Whenever an enchanted player taps a land for mana, or whenever a player taps a land for mana, that player adds 1 mana to his or her mana pool of any type that land produced. Very nice. Let's see, 54. Thassa's Ire. 3 and a blue, you may tap or untap target creature. 113. That is Spite of Mogus. Deals damage to target creature equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards in your graveyard. Scry 1. Okay. 132. That is Nessian Game Warden. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of force you control. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. As Magma Spray, deal 2 damage to target creature. If it would die this turn, exile it instead. 67. Deathbringer Lampads. Constellation. When it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gains Intimidate until end of turn. 19. That is Oppressive Raise. Enchant creature. It can't attack or block unless its controller pays 3, and activated abilities cost 3 more to activate. As a vanilla 2/3. 105. That is Pensive Minotaur. 133. We have Oakheart Dryads. Constellation, when it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, target creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. 49. It's Rise of Eagles. Put 2/2 blue bird enchantment creature tokens of flying onto the battlefield. Scry 1. 2. We have Ajani's Presence. Strive for 2 and a white. Any number of target creatures each get +1/+1 and gain indestructible until end of turn. Let's see, 114. That is Starfall. 3 damage to target creature. If that creature is an enchantment, it deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. 39. That is Satyr Grove Dancer. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Then we have 60. That is Aspect of Gorgon. Enchanted creature gets +1/+3 and has Death Touch. Alright, on to M15 or M2015. M15. So that's Magic 2015. Or base set 2015. Okay. That's Encrust. When tap enchanted permanent, its activated abilities can't be activated. That is Evolving Wilds. Tap, sacrifice it, search your library for basic land, put into play tapped. 46. This is a vanilla creature. It's a Goblin Rough Rider. Yep. Vanilla 3/2. 43. Aeronaut Tinkerer. It's flying as long as you control an artifact. It's a Solemn Offering, I think. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, gain 3 life, or gain 4 life. Devoted Cathar, I think. Selfless Cathar. 1 and a white, sacrifice it. Creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Let's see, 112. We have Rot Feaster Maggot. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature card from a graveyard. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Voyaging Satyr. When it comes into play, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may pick a land from it, put it into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. It is Black Cat. When it dies, target opponent discards a card, if I remember correctly. Let's see, 86. Yeah. Discards a card at random. 206. Is Verdant Haven. Enchant land. When Verdant Haven enters the battlefield, you gain 2 life. Whenever it's tapped for mana, its controller adds 1 mana of any color to his or her mana pool. 60 is Into the Void. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hand. Oh, in Soul Artifact. Very nice. Enchant Artifact. Enchanted Artifact is a creature with base power and toughness 5/5. One of my favorite cards from the set. 106. Actually, it's in Soul Artifact. Enchanted Artifact is a creature with base power and toughness 5/5 in addition to its other types. Nice. 106. Necrogen Scuddler. Flying, when it enters the battlefield, you lose 3 life. And that's Goblin Rabble Master. That's 145. Still over $2. Nice. Other goblin creatures you control attack each turn if able. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 red goblin creature token with haste onto the battlefield. Whenever it attacks, it gets +1/+. Whenever Goblin Rabble Master attacks, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking goblin. You have a Plains and a zombie token. Very nice. Alright, Chinese M15. No, now in Tor. Oh well. $56. We have Fugitive Wizard, Vanilla 1/1. That's Blood. Shadowcloak Vampire. That's it. Pay 2 life, gains flying until end of turn. 180. That is Hunter's Ambush. Prevent all damage that would be dealt by non-green creatures this turn. Negate. Counter target non-creature spell. Goblin Rummager? 59. Rummaging Goblin. That's it. Tap, discard a card, draw a card. 30. Also where we get the term rummage from. Sanctified Charge. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. White creatures you control also gain first strike until end of turn. Let's see, 61. That is Invisibility. Enchanted creature can't be blocked except by walls. 130. That is Blastfire Bolt. 5 damage to target creature. Destroy all equipment attached to them. Faithmender. Tap, gain a life. This is the one that during your upkeep you return a creature to your hand. 96. Roaring Primadox. At the beginning of your upkeep, return a creature you control to its owner's hand. 235. This is Staff of the Sun Magus. Whenever you cast a white spell or a plains enters the battlefield under your control, gain 1 life. Let's see, 124. That is Zathrid's Slyblade. Hexproof. 3 and a black. Until end of turn, it loses hexproof and gains first strike and death touch. And what is this? 68. This is Mercurial Pretender. You have it enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature you control, except it gains 2 blue. Return this creature to its owner's hand. Very cool. That is Disciple of Heliod. Or Heliod's Pilgrim. Enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an aura card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. An island, and a beast token. Very nice. 3/3 beast gets used quite a bit. Right, and our next one. Let's see, 45. Amphin Pathmage. 2 and a blue, target creature can't be blocked this turn. Lightning Strike. Very nice. I think we might have a playset of Chinese lightning strikes by now. Is Razorwing Griffin, first strike flying. Razorfoot Griffin, one of those two. It's Welkin something. 84. Welkin Turn. Yeah, flying can only be blocked. Can only block creatures with flying. Naturalize. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Black Cat. When it dies, target opponent discards a card at random. Radiant Fountain. Taps for colorless. When it comes into play, gain 2 life. Satyr Wayfinder. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them in your hand, the others in your graveyard. Evolving Wilds. Search your library for a basic land, put it into play tapped. Tap and sacrifice for it. Elvish Mystic. Very nice. Tap, add a green mana to your mana pool. I had a run of like 5 cards that I recognize. 73. That is Paragon of Gathering Mists. Other blue creatures you control get +1/+1. Tap, or blue and tap, another target blue creature you control gains flying until end of turn. 13. This Geist of the Moors, flying. That's Congregate. I believe it's gain 2 life for each creature you control. Congregate. Instant. Target player gains 2 life for each creature on the battlefield. On each creature you control. Okay. Very cool. 144. That is Goblin Kaboomist. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a colorless artifact token named Landmine onto the battlefield with red. Sacrifice this artifact. This artifact deals 2 damage to target attacking creature without flying. Then flip a coin. If you lose the flip, Goblin Kaboomist deals 2 damage to itself. Planes and an add card. Alright, Eldritch Moon, starting with German. Oh. Okay. We have German Eldritch Moon. Alright, starting things off, we have 84. That is Certain Death. Destroy your creature, its controller loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. 78. Turn aside. Counter target spell that targets a permanent you control. Spontaneous Mutation. 74. Flash. Enchanted creature gets -X/-0, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. That is Blessing of Emrakul. Boon of Emrakul. Our creature is enchanted creature gets +3/-3. Yeah, that's just easier to read, isn't it? Alright. 167 is Primal Druid. When it dies, you may search your library for a basic land and put on the battlefield tap, then shuffle your library. Let's see. 126. It is Distemper of the Blood. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Madness for red. Is Wolfkin Bond. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. When it comes into play, create a 2/2 green wolf token. 21 is Desperate Sentry. When it dies, put a 3/2 colorless Eldrazi Horde creature token onto the battlefield. And Delirium, it gets +3/+0 as long as there are 4 more card types in your graveyard. Something spider. It has flash and reach. 173. Swift Spinner. That's it. Let's see, 124. This Conduit of Storms. It turns into Conduit of Emrakul. Whenever it attacks, add red to your mana pool at the beginning of your next main phase. 3 red, transform it. And then Conduit of Emrakul, whenever it attacks, add colorless to your mana pool at the beginning of your next main phase this turn. Let's see, 196. We have Geistfield Scarecrow. Creature spells you cast cost 1 more to cast. It's 4/4 for 4. Let's see, 95. That is Markov Crusader. Lifelink. It has haste as long as you control another vampire. 24. That is Faith Unbroken. Enchant creature you control. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Faith Unbroken leaves the battlefield. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Let's see, 39. Sanctifier of Souls. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Sanctifier of Souls gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Green and white, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Put a 1/1 white spirit creature token of flying onto the battlefield. Okay. Flip card and a 1/1 human. Alright, Korean Eldritch Moon. I have 3 more packs after this. 42. Sigarden Priest. 1 and tap. Tap target non-human creature. 194. That is Cultist Staff. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. This Galvanic Bombardment. Deals 2 damage plus X, where X is the number of Galvanic Bombardments in your graveyard. Third creature. I believe also if it would die this turn, it gets exiled, but I'm not entirely sure. 107 is Succumb to Temptation. Draw 2 cards, lose 2 life. 151, that is Bloodbriar. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on it. 60. Is Fogwalker. Skulk. Whenever it enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Falkenrath Innkeeper, or no, Stensia Innkeeper. When there's a battlefield, tap target land, its controller doesn't untap it during its next untap step. 31, this Ironclad Slayer. When it enters the battlefield, you may return target artifact or equipment from your graveyard to your hand. Contingency plan. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put any number of them in your graveyard, put the rest back in any order. This is... Oh, God. I used to use this card so much. It's, an enchantment, discard a card, gain 3 life. It's not Renewed Faith. 36. Peace of Mind. Let's see, 29. That is Give No Ground. Target creature gets +2/+6 until end of turn and can block any number of creatures this turn. Murder! Instant. Destroy target creature. This Thalia's Cathars? Thalia's Lancers. First Strike. When it enters the battlefield, you may search the library for a legendary card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. Right. We have 193. Cryptolith Fragment. Enters the battlefield, tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Each player loses 1 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if each player has 10 or less life, transform it. Then we have Flying Aurora of Emrakul, Flying Death Touch. Whenever it attacks, each opponent loses 3 life. It's a 1/4. And Plains and an Eldrazi Horror. Very nice. Oh, that is Wretched Griff. Merge for 6. Whenever you cast it, draw a card. This is the Thing of the Blood. Distemper of the Blood. Target creature gets +2/+2 and trample? Yeah, and then it has Madness 1. 112. Wailing Ghoul. When it enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards. 151. Bloodbriar. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, put a +1/+1 counter on it. 82 is Borrowed Malevolence. Escalate 2. Choose one or both. Target creature gets +1/+1. Target creature gets -1/-1. 43. That is Spectral Reserves. Put 2/1/1 White Spirit creature tokens with flying into play. You gain 2 life. 67. Laboratory Brute. When it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards. 139. That is Prophetic Ravings. Enchanted creature has haste and tap, discard a card, draw a card. Lunarch Mantle. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and 1, discard a card. Enchanted creature gets flying until end of turn. 205. This is Nephalia Academy. If a spell or ability an opponent controls would have you discard a card, you may reveal that card and put it on top of your library instead of putting it anywhere else. Tap, add a colorless to your mana pool. 97. Morn Willow. Haste. Whenever it enters the battlefield, if there are 4 more card types or Delirium as well. When it enters the battlefield, if there are 4 more card types in your graveyard, creatures with power 2 or less can't block this turn. 95. That is Markov Crusader, lifelink. Has haste as long as you control another vampire. And that's, we just had one of these. It was the German one, or in the German pack. $39. I think I have to remember it. Sanctifier of Souls. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Sanctifier of Souls gets +1/+1 till end of turn. 2 and a white, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying onto the battlefield. Let's see, 96. That is Midnight Scavengers. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with, or you may return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to your hand. It melds with Graph Rats. It becomes Chittering Host. Haste, Menace. When it enters the battlefield, each other creature you control gets +1/+0 and Menace until end of turn. Ooh, Korean Tameo Field Researcher emblem. We have a Korean one of her to go with that, too. That's cool. I think we actually got a foil one of her before. All right. Tammy is my favorite. Is my favorite planeswalker of all time. So, just barely edges out to Fairy. All right. This is French Ixalan. $209. That is Spiketail Ceratops. Can block an additional creature each combat. Let's see, 73. Sailor of Means. When it enters the battlefield, create a treasure token. Okay. 166. Is Sure Strike. +3/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. 127. Vanquish the Weak. Destroy target creature with power 3 or less. 20. Legion Conquistador. Enters the battlefield. You may search your library for any number of cards with the name Legion Conquistador. Reveal them and put them into your hand, then shuffle your library. Let's see, 204. That is River Herald's Boon. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target merfolk. That is Duress. Target player reveals their hand. You choose a non-land, non-creature card among them, and they discard that card. Let's see, 152. Nest Robber. Haste. 2/1. 195. Is Jungle Delver. 3 and a green, put a +1/+1 counter on it. 23 is Looming Altasaur. Is a vanilla 1/7. Has favorable winds. Creatures with flying you control, creatures with flying you control get +1/+1. Yes. 236 is Dusk Legion Dreadnought. Vigilance, Crew 2, 4/6 vehicle. 100. That is Deathless Ancient. Flying 4/4 with tap 3 untapped vampires you control. Return Deathless Agent from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh, I remember this. This was a card that actually was played a little bit. This is 206, Shaper Sanctuary. Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, an opponent controls, you may draw a card. Very nice. Planes and a treasure token. Nice. Now, last but not least, Japanese Rivals of Ixalan. Oh. Oh well. Oh, we have a treasure token. Nice. Forest, and what is this? 1 to 67. That is Protean Raider. Raid, if you attacked with a creature this turn, you may have Protean Raider enter the battlefield as a copy of any creature on the battlefield. Nice. Oh, it's not in Rage, is it? 110. Reckless Rage. 4 damage to target creature you don't control, and 2 damage to target creature you control. 3 is Blazing Hope. Exile target creature with power greater than or equal to your life total. It's an instant. We'll pull that to the side. Let's see. 146. Swift Warden. Flash. When it enters the battlefield, target merfolk you control gains hexproof until end of turn. 116. Stampeding Horncrest. Has haste as long as you control another dinosaur. 181. That is Orazka Relic. Ascend. Tap, add a colorless to your mana pool. Tap and sacrifice it. You gain 3 life and draw a card. Activate only if you have the city's blessing. As Legion Conquistador. It was printed in both Rivals of Ixalan and Ixalan. Search your library for any... When it enters the battlefield, search your library for any number of cards named Legion Conquistador. Put them into your hand. Let's see. 137 is Jungleborn Pioneer. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 blue merfolk creature token with hexproof. 25. That is Squire's Devotion. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 on lifelink. Whenever it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. Let's see, 26. Sun Sentinel. It's a vigilant 2/2. 71. Fathom Fleet Border. When it enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life unless you control another pirate. It's a 3/3 for 3. Let's see, 57. We have Spirewinder. Flying Ascend. It gets +1/+1 as long as you have the city's blessing. 65 is Dark Inquiry. Target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. And 56. That is Soul of the Rapids, Flying Hexproof. All right. Well, this has been fantastic. As always, thank you for joining me on this adventure. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. It is the best way to help out the channel. We do have 1 foreign grab bag left. We'll be opening that tomorrow. And then we will be doing whatever the most recent poll was. I believe the one that was on top last I looked, it ends, it'll be done by the time this video is posted, but last I looked it was Double Masters 2022. So yeah. As always, until next time, stay awesome. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.